This is the beautifully designed DJI Mavic Air. From front, left and right sides, there is nothing which is out of place on this drone. So please come with me as we have a detailed look at this particular quadcopter. And it's with great thanks to Nick at NFox TV for lending us this fantastic drone. Okay, so what is it? Well, it's the newest iteration in DJI's product lineup. This is the Mavic Air. It has a 4K camera with gimbal attached for those ultra smooth, incredible for video experiences. It also has 4 brushless motors. It has a battery with 21 minutes of life. It comes with 3 if you get the Flymo combo, which is what this is. You also get a transmitter with it as well, and that battery lasts for a fair few flights. Now also what we're going to be doing today is taking this up, flying this around, looking at some of the features of this particular quadcopter and seeing exactly how it stacks up. I'm super excited. I really just want to be taking this up. So with that, let's get to the mat. Just going to pull out these propeller arms, back first, then front, flip it upside down, open out these little landing sprigs as well, and then she is ready to go. Right, a couple of other things before we take her up. Let's open up these antennae and let's face them the way that we are going to be flying. So I'm going to face them both up at like a 45-degree angle. Then let's put on these little analog sticks. Now these just go on and they just screw in very nice and tight. I did think until I read the manual that they were just push in. They're not push in, you screw them in. And then, as we are here, what I'm also going to do is, because my phone is in a silicone case, I'm going to take it out of the case. I'm going to put the case in my pocket, and then we can plug up the phone to the transmitter. Okay. And then once that is in, we can lock the sides on it just to ensure that it is nice and safe. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just open up the DJI Go app. Then let's turn on this quadcopter. Let's turn on this transmitter. And then at this point, here we are connected. So then I should just be able to enter device. There we are. Now we've got a green light on here. Now we've got a green light on the transmitter. Once the green light comes on the transmitter, if you've got this plugged in using the USB port, then you'll automatically come up and it'll say start flight. If you're using it through Wi-Fi, then you're going to have to wait until Wi-Fi connection is established, you're connected and everything is ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to click start flight. But because now it says it's ready to go, now what I'm going to do is I am going to alter the calibration of this, just because it hasn't been calibrated in this particular field. So therefore let's start the standard GPS calibration, and then once again up on its side until it says on the app that we're all done, and we're all done and we're ready to go. It says we're ready to go. We've got 11 satellites and that's increasing, 97% battery. Waypoint has been updated. We've got a nice still day. We've got a little 4-mile-an-hour breeze coming in from my right. So that shouldn't bother this flight though. So with this, we're going to get some video recording straight away and we're going to take her up. So with this, let's hit the 1-key takeoff. Let's get to a safe distance away. Now it does say in takeoff that we can precisely record the takeoff point. Now, if we tick precisely record, then it will ascend to 20 foot. This allows the aircraft to return to its home point more accurately using the VPS images underneath the quadcopter. Ensure there's sufficient ambient light for takeoff and the route isn't blocked by trees. Okay, so let's take off using this precise record takeoff point. Let's slide to take off. So at this point we should go up to 20 feet and then take a photo of where it's meant to be landing. There we go. So we are up. Let's move this gimbal all the way down so that it can see us. There we go. Perfect. Hello, Mr. Mavic. How's it going? Okay, let's bring the throttle down a little bit to a slight descend. Okay, so This is the first time I'm using the new style DJI transmitter. I haven't got on with the Spark yet, although one is on its way. Let's take her out. Let's alter this gimbal height as well a little bit, just so that we're not constantly looking at the floor. So a nice little way in front of us would be nice. Obviously I'm hitting that light there, which is gonna, because I'm flying towards the sun there, it's gonna give us a little bit of darkness as we're flying. Oh, look at her go. One thing I do notice with this, she is extremely stable. Now what I'm doing, as I'm sure you're wondering, what are you doing? You're just flying around ever so slowly. Yeah, I'm just getting a feel for this little guy. It's the first time using this transmitter, I think, and I just want to make sure that I know exactly how this transmitter is going to respond to my every move. Okay, now we're still in P mode, which is positioning, and as we are flying out and flying around today, she feels extremely stable. Let's bring her back to me, let's get a couple of photos and let's see how that looks. So if I bring this back over to me, oh, this ground is very uneven. Okay, so now we're hitting, as you can probably hear from the beeps, we're hitting the obstacle avoidance. So what I'm going to do is stop recording, I'm going to flip over the pictures, and then I'm going to try and see. Let's take a few photos. One. Every time you take a photo, the red LEDs on the front of the quadcopter, they flash. Okay. That seems really nice. Now there is something I want to investigate, and that is over here. We do have a rather large icy puddle. Now I don't want to be flying over icy puddles too much, obviously, but what I do want to do is I have wanted to investigate this for the past couple of weeks, but now we have a camera which is capable. Look at that. That's really nice. Proper little icy puddle there. Right, okay, let's bring her back. Again, we're still in positioning mode. And I think she is on par for sound with the Spark. She isn't too loud at all. In fact, she's a lot quieter than I thought she would be. I thought with these new motors, I thought she was going to be a proper little screamer, but she's not. And she flies so incredibly well. So incredibly well. And she brakes so incredibly well. Just look at that braking again. If I bring her back, so a bit of negative pitch there. If I bring her forward and then just get off the transmitter, look at that. She brakes almost instantly. Such a nice slow down and then gradual stop. So whatever it is that you're recording on the video, you're guaranteed to get a nice smooth video. Right, okay, so let's try out some of these things then, because I want to see exactly what this guy can do. So let's turn off this recording. Track is most definitely my most favourite of all the DJI features. I absolutely love it. Now, as you can see, on my body is a green little dot. If I click that, then it starts to track me straight away. There's no drawing boxes like with the Spark. And oh, they've refined this a lot. They've honed this a hell of a lot. With the Spark, it's quite jittery, although it works very well. But look at this. As I turn, it turns with me. It turns really quickly, really well. Oh, if I just keep on walking around in a circle, there's no jitteriness, and if I try and outsmart it, it knows exactly what I'm doing. Oh, well done, Mr. Mavic Air. You are very, very good. And now once again, if I turn to the left, oh, see? This technology is moving around in leaps and bounds. Absolutely excellent. So, let me walk back to where my camera is, with this guy following me. Oh, if I just pick up the pace a little bit here, I can hear those motors winding up a little bit there. So it is most definitely follow me. And then once again, if you want to stop active track, click the little red cross, same as what we did with the Spark, and then that will stop active track. And out she goes again. Oh, just a remarkable drone. I didn't think the DJI could get any better from the Spark. I know that's quite a sweeping statement, but once I flew the Spark, I saw the differences between that and the Phantom, and I thought, oh my god, this is absolutely incredible. But when I actually started to pilot this, I thought, wow, this seems a lot tighter. The flight is tighter. Forward pitch is tighter. Yaw is a little bit tighter as well. It's a lot smoother. Air braking to the side left, air braking to the side right is a lot nicer as well. Air braking in general is just massively improved. Compass calibration, that seems to have been done a lot easier than the Spark. Although the Spark wasn't difficult at all to compass calibrate, this seems to be achieved a lot quicker. Oh yes, it is very nice. The LEDs on the front you can see quite well. That flashing green LED on the back though, that really stands out to me. I can see that a lot. I don't know if I take it up a little bit. There we go. If you can see that a little bit better if the quad is not on the tree line. Okay, let's bring it down. Let's try a couple of other of these features. So let's just bank her around to me. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And a nice little generous bit of air brake there. Okay, so let's take her out of active track. We can put her into quick shot on Droney.
1.
And she should fly backwards. And here she goes, flying backwards, taking my... Oh, brilliant. Oh, now Droney was something I didn't use with the Spark, just because the Spark I was flying directly on Wi-Fi, and I didn't want to disconnect from the Wi-Fi and have it initiate return to home. But Droney, I like that. Let's stop the recording. Let's take her back into quick shot. This time, let's try. Now the camera settings are automatically adjusted now. Now let's try aircraft too low. Let's take her up a little bit. There we go. Let's alter this gimbal slightly so that you can actually see me. There we go. Hello. So from this point, oh look at it combating that. We got a 4 mile an hour breeze, as I said, coming in from my right as I was sitting down earlier. Now it's coming in from sort of this direction, but you can see the quadcopter and how it's balancing and how it's pushing the different amounts of power through those motors just to combat that little breeze. Really is quite impressive exactly how all this just merges together and just makes one fantastic. Look at it go, and I'm not touching a thing. It's just combating that breeze, keeping the GPS locked. So now let's try Helix. I am a fan of Helix. I saw it first on the Spark, and let's click so that it knows exactly where I am.
1.
I did forget to do that, and off goes Helix. This is where the quadcopter moves around you in a helix formation while taking photos. This is a lot quicker than the Spark. A lot quicker than the Spark. But that in itself is incredible. Okay, let's bring it back. Let's stop, bring it back, bring it down. I have a beautiful sunrise here today, but it does not make for making videos very easy. Right, so that was a little bit of Helix there. We've seen Droney, we've seen Helix, we've looked at active track. Let's stick in with quick shot. Let's go back to normal, and then if you go back into quick shot, then you're presented with all of your different options then for all of your different things. Now let's try circle, because I have not tried circle yet. So if I just click on circle, then tap on me,
1.
then we should be seeing a nice little circle formation around myself. So we're at 17 foot, 16, and this is where the quadcopter just circles around me. So it doesn't matter if I try and move, the quadcopter will know that I'm moving and therefore will self-adjust. Oh no, it doesn't self-adjust. Right, okay, this is interesting. So you have to stay perfectly still while you have the quadcopter flying around you. So let's go back into normal mode and then back into quick shot. Let's do circle again, and this time I'm not going to move.
3, 2,
Sorry, Mr.
1.
Air. I'm going to stand exactly where I am, and then the quadcopter should... I'm going to turn with it, but it should then find that it is turning in a complete circle around me, which is exactly what it's doing. Oh, sorry about the sun glare. Brilliant. Okay, let's stop that. Perfect, so it stops, it seems, after one rotation. I didn't... Okay, we've got a low battery warning, so let's bring it down. Now when you come to bring it down, as you would have seen, I would have taken it down to a certain level and then it just hovers for a couple of seconds. If you keep on pushing down, on the throttle stick, then what you're actually going to do is after about 2 or 3 seconds the quadcopter just lowers even further and then eventually stops and sits on the floor exactly as it's doing now. But when you get down to about a foot, keep on pushing down and it will eventually land. It seems to stop, it won't, it will continue going. Okay, so what did I think? Well, it's amazing, it really is. It improves on the Spark's flight. Now that at the time of me flying the Spark, I didn't think that was possible, but this is just so smooth. It feels a lot more refined, especially in active track. Active track, it doesn't now twitch when it tries to look at you. It's very smooth movements and it actually pinpoints exactly where you are and then slowly moves off directly in your direction. Absolutely fantastic. Battery life was exactly as stated. I think it was 21.5 minutes we had out of the first battery. Now the gimbal itself, it can be moved through multiple different angles from -100 up to +22, and that in itself is easy. So easy to do with the transmitter and the gimbal mover at the back. Its transmitter response was extremely quick. Now it's the first time I was using this particular DJI transmitter, and yes, I found it to be extremely fast, extremely quick, and its range was just fantastic. Okay, this got to be about 35 meters away from us, but I tell you what, even at that short distance, I didn't have any problems in bringing it back. I didn't feel as if I had any problems. Now, this has got a flight distance of 6 miles. You know, that just blows my mind. So that gives you an idea of how good the signal pair-up is between this quadcopter and the transmitter. All in all, it's 100% a 10 out of 10 for this guy. Most definitely. I've been holding off. I haven't given a 10 yet to anything, but this is the first one to take that. Absolutely incredible. So there we are, folks. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time, my friends, happy flying.